So, a lot of us need love in life, especially when you live a life where there's constant turmoil, constant things going wrong in your life, and you're losing family members, and economic stabilization is a prioritization, and the world around you is pretty much crumbling due to inflation. Government leaders that are not really leaders, but just pretty much puppets, and they devise these plans and these schemes to make life a lot more harder for the average person. But there's still some type of hope at the end of the tunnel, especially if you're a person that has some type of creative endeavor inside of you, some type of fire, some type of spark, some type of hidden ambition. You see, a lot of us are in situations where we just haven't really met the right people in our lives to really come into our lives and actually see the talent that we have and try to nurture it and cultivate it a certain way. You see, when you're surrounded by negative energetic manifestational frequencies, it's very difficult to actually follow your dreams. And this world is designed to try to break you mentally, physically, spiritually. And if you're not around people that are already living their dreams or living what you want to be, what you want to do in life, then it's very difficult. If you want to be a Hollywood actor or a Hollywood producer or a Hollywood movie director, you kind of want to hang around that circle, hang around that crowd of people that are in the arts, that are in stage and in theater, or somebody who's making small independent movies in Sweden somewhere or somewhere in Hollywood, just making their own independent movies. Like one of my favorite independent movies, they do like World War II German reenactments. They're called Paralite X or something like that. You can find them on YouTube, and they do these recreations of like battles in like Stalingrad, but little portions of it, battles on the Eastern Front, and they focus on the Wehrmacht. They focus on the German point of view, and I find it interesting, because history is written by the victors. When the victors win battles and wars, they paint history in a certain way. They can try to make certain people, they can demonize certain people the way they want because they won the war. And it's interesting to see how throughout humanity, there's always been a war. There's always been some type of battle, some type of structured, organized violence and chaos that takes people away, where people can't really come together. People are always divided. People are always fighting against each other. People are always hating against each other. People are always, they're in this type of weird mindset. And I believe that this mindset of everybody trying to go against each other has to be stopped. I think a lot of us can accomplish a lot more things in life if we kind of build together and we kind of get with like-minded people. And that's one of the keys to life, I feel like, is finding like-minded people and talented people and people that are already doing what you want to do in your life. So if you want to be an airplane pilot, it's probably best to go to your uncle or go to somebody who you're familiar with that already has their own plane or already been an airplane pilot for like 20, 30 years, and to learn from them, get that hands-on learning. Because one thing I don't like about America or school systems, is they don't teach financial literacy. And I think financial literacy is important. One of my wealthy friends, that I talk to periodically, he's Asian, and I remember a long time ago he told me that his family has some type of business account or whatever, and every time each one of them get paid or whatever, they put it in this special account, and that account is only to be used for emergencies, birthdays, funerals, somebody's graduation or whatever. And I thought that was so smart. This was in 2007 or 2008 when he told me. And everybody pretty much has access to that account, but it's in somebody's name, right? But it's most people can have access to it. They get the password and account information or whatever. But I thought that was smart then. And how he was telling me his parents because the time his parents already owned a couple of donut shops, so he would after school he'd go to the donut shops and stuff like that. I've been there a couple of times to his donut shop, got free donuts, stuff like that. And just watching that, seeing how a business operated, I was like, damn, this is amazing. Seeing that and seeing the mindset. You see, the mindset for victory and the mindset for dominance is something that's forged through the fires of hell, forged through pain, forged through things that put you on the verge of insanity. A lot of spiritual wisdom, growth, and inclination, it comes in isolation, and it comes from soul devastation. You have to go through hell in this life to get real clarity, and that's a rarity. You know, most souls and most spirits will remain in ignorance. They'll remain in low vibrational frequencies of anger, hatred, jealousy, um, wanting to kill one another, wanting to cause war, death, and destruction. And we shouldn't be living like that, you know, honestly. I'm not some, tree hugger or nothing like that, not at all, but I understand, like, what the elites, what the government is going into for this new world order that they have upon us, you know, and all the demonic spirits that are jumping in people, to attack you or to attack those around you, or to utilize, your boss at your job, or, that one girl in class you like, you try to talk to her and she frowns at you, and, and you're like, what the fuck? I was always nice to this girl. I just asked her for a pencil and she gives me an attitude. You never know what's going on behind the scenes, Rewatch that movie, The Matrix. There's a lot of truth in The Matrix when you really watch it. And read the book, George Orwell, 1984. This planet is really a prison. If you can't do what you really truly desire in your heart, let's say you in your heart, you want to be a multi-millionaire. You want to travel the world. You want to meet the girl of your dreams that has the same interest that you have, the same musical taste, the same formality, the same, pretty much like your twin in a way, but not like directly twin, but pretty much, she likes all the things you like, but the female version of you that completes you, Because even in the Bible it says, right, it's not good for a man to be alone. Yet there are millions of men, I get emails from them all the time, and that they feel like they just can't, like they don't belong in the world, and they find it difficult to get dating, to try to find the right female. And when they finally find the right female, she's talking to 10 different people at once, and they have to really stand out and stick out, and it's very tough out here mentally for a lot of guys, people that are struggling. And this channel, as my channel has always been, is for people that are going through it. It's like a visual diary. That's why I'm kind of mad my last channel got neutralized, because it was just like a visual diary. And periodically I'll go back and watch videos. I'm like, damn, that's crazy, Or damn, in that video, I'm not even that mad over that little situation. I forgot about that, But it sucks when unauthorized personnel gain access to your content, But that's just how it is, man. When you're a YouTuber, that's how it is. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I was a person that makes videos, these little videos here, and people tune in or they don't, It is what it is, And I just want to thank you guys real quick. I think we're almost at 500 subscribers. Damn, you know what I mean? Within a month. I mean, not as big or as fast as my last channel, but, just to have people tuning in is cool. But even though I know a lot of people tuning in probably don't like me, they just listen to my videos, but it is what it is, man. But for those that mess with me, those that fuck with me, and those who these videos help and inspire, it's for you. And I thank you guys. And stay strong out there, man. Keep your head on the swivel. We don't know what the government has in plan, has in store. You want to see probably a lot more false flag events, a lot more projectile weapon events surrounded by places of learning, a lot more people snapping. You have to really keep your mind strong. You see, the battle is in the mind. Something that took me time to learn. You got to battle against your own self, your vices, battling, just all types of demons, and you got to battle, the world. And I know a lot of us just want that nice girl in our life and peace and tranquility, and to have financial mobility so we can do the things that we truly love. And I hope you guys all make it, man. Never give up on your dreams. Never. Even if it seems bleak. You think Alexander the Great gave up? He never gave up. Julius Caesar never gave up, And hell, Attila the Hun. You can keep going on. Genghis Khan. These powerful men, they did the impossible in their days and ages, in their days and times. King Henry VIII, even though King Henry VIII cut off all his wife's heads for the most part, but still, he pretty much, he had to vie to be king, pretty much, he had to maintain his realms and do all the things of that nature, and Just try to maintain your kingdom, man. And the kingdom is in your mind, in your spirit, in your soul. That's what's truly divine, man. You got to keep that whole, keep all the evil away, keep negative situations and negative emotions away, and stay focused, man. You guys have a good weekend. Peace.